So cute. Hi. Hi guys, so today we are gonna fly to Munich, and then from Munich we're gonna go to Berlin. We are gonna be staying in RITZ-CARLTON. We are going to explore Berlin for a week. I'm going to write down all the websites that I used in my description box below. For me to travel to Germany, I just need my blue passport, my vaccination card, and I also need to sign up on this website, and I'm going to write that website down in my description box down below. Also on the screen, in bold letters, I also scheduled my antigen test. For vaccinated passengers, you need to schedule your antigen test or PCR no more than 3 days before your flight back to the US. I usually do the antigen test because it's faster and it's also cheaper. I think I paid around 20 euros, but you have to add around 10 more euros for them to put your passport number in your antigen test, which is basically around the same price that you'd pay if you're in Paris. But the PCR would take way longer. Antigen test would only take 15 minutes, and then you'd get your results in your email right away. But PCR would take hours, and it's around maybe 100 euros, I'm not sure. when I got to Munich, we had to go through passport control, and then after that you can go to your next flight. But first we can stop by the lounge. I usually don't eat in the airplane, so I just stuff my face before or after the flight. So we have to take a shuttle bus to our airplane. Even before I arrive to Berlin, I always remind myself that I need to stop by the money changer, and also I need to find a ticket machine for the public transportation, because it's just going to be so much easier to explore Berlin with a 7-day ABC pass. So in Germany, they run the public transportation in honor system. You don't need to scan your ticket in every single bus or trams or train, but that doesn't mean that it's not secure, because they have people in civilian clothing who can ask you for your ticket, and if you don't have the ticket, you could get a fine or you could go to jail or something like that. Before you can use your ticket, you have to validate it, and it would expire on the midnight of its last day. I was so happy to see the ticket machine right by the baggage counter, so I don't have to look for it, because I need the Berlin ABC 7-day ticket, because I was planning to go out of Berlin. I really want to see the Oranienburg concentration camp and Potsdam, and the Berlin ABC ticket would let me ride buses, trams, trains, anywhere for basically 7 days.
So, this is the old airport,
This one?
Yeah, the Tempelhof on the right side. That used to be one of the oldest airports. We call it the Hitler.
You call it Hitler Airport?
Yeah, if you gotta follow the history of Germany after the war, this was the place of the airlifting where the Americans brought in food. Yes. But then, it's, we say Hitler Airport, but it's called Tempelhof.
Tempelhof.
Yes. But Tegel is more north, extremely north, from Berlin.
Yeah.
And now we have the new one in south, where we just drove before. An underground tunnel to the Reichstag, from the airport underground. Drive to
From
Reichstag.
the airport to the Reichstag?
Yeah, it's here. The Reichstag is still there. But the airport is no more in operation, it's closed.
So there's an underground tunnel from Tempelhof to Reichstag?
Correct.
Oh. Even up till now?
Up to now.
That's crazy.
So it's now like tourist attraction, but if you have time, it's a long way to walk.
No, I'm not gonna go in that tunnel.
Be alright. There are better things to do in this world.
Yeah.
You better see somewhere and drink a cafe or drink beer instead of walking through this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna see the museum.
Yeah. So
You don't have.
you put on the right attire, the right clothing on, you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have bad weather,
we
but
have
bad clothing in
Yeah.
Germany. Oh my god.
So you put up good clothing during, to the season.
Yeah.
You see that everything is okay. You feel warm.
That's too funny.
Yes.
But I think I read somewhere somebody was assassinated in there.
Oh.
Uh,
Yes, I mean it could happen everywhere. You saw something which happens daily,
it happens daily here?
No, not at all. The city is very safe. Safe. Not at all. You see? So this place used to be
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be no man's land, Yeah.
So Kreuzberg used to be East Berlin?
Yeah, then Kreuzberg used to be West Berlin.
West Berlin.
Yes, but you know what? After the wall came down, it's arrested development in the west side. They have to, they pay up to date money to,
Develop?
refurbish the east, because the east was savagely destroyed after the wall came down. So, I mean, and the west is left a hotel in the east, there in the west, because it looks more attractive because everything is very new,
Very new,
than
okay.
the west side. See?
Except the Museum Island, it's like old museums.
The same Berlin is like an island because
So for you, which area should I not miss to see in Berlin?
I think Kreuzberg,
Kreuzberg?
Yes. How long are you staying?
Just for a week.
Oh, that's good. Yes, they have some real parties here.
Yeah, one of the clubs that is hardest to get into is in Berlin.
It's called Berghain.
Berghain, yeah. Berghain?
Yeah, Berghain. Yeah, Berghain.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go there.
Another crazy club. So it must be good. It must be competitive, because otherwise people won't buy your food. So everywhere is good food must not be expensive,
Yeah, that's
it
true.
must just be good, So
It should not be expensive.
no, not at all. So that's why anywhere you have a restaurant, just go in and have the food. That's it. And it's Cancun restaurant, just on the corner there. There was a party scene that I went there, but the armies, when they come, this is where they stay.
Obama stayed in Ritz-Carlton.
Ritz-Carlton, I mean, the Shies, the Arabs with money. That's 1 second, please.
So cute.
Yeah.
This is going to be our home for the week. Guys, it's fake organs. I had a very friendly front desk lady who showed me all over the hotel, but I kicked her out of the elevator because I can just find my own way to my hotel room. So this hotel is very Art Deco. This is curtains. There's a lounge right behind the grand staircase. It's where you can have your afternoon tea. And this is the Potts restaurant, where they serve breakfast from 6:30 to around 10, or until noon if it's the weekend. Good breakfast. They always have mimosas. This is the lower level where they have the gym and the pool and the spa. I think the spa is closed. I just took a peek, but I didn't really use it. I only went here one time. Right next to the pool area is your gym. But who really works out on a vacation? I only went here to steal one of the vitamin waters. It was good. Have hand washing stations everywhere. So nice. They have I think they have two services for housekeeping. They have one in the morning and one in the evening. This is my room, and the view is like my neighbors and a little bit of the Tiergarten. It's right beside the hotel, and it's like Central Park, but I think it's so much bigger, and it's more trees than buildings. It used to be like hunting grounds of the royalty or something. I'm not very sure about that. So we have marble everywhere in the bathroom, and my favorite is the toiletries. They use the same one as the one in Tower Club in Labua. If you have seen Hungover Part 2, it was filmed in Bangkok and it was filmed in Tower Club Labua. They have a really nice bar on top. Was so happy they don't have Fox News in their television guide. Guys, don't do it. Find a grocery store or a convenience store for all your stuff. Don't do it. It's a little hard to find a convenience store in Berlin. I think they call it Spati or Spatkopf. And around this area, it's hard to find a convenience store, but they have like a grocery store, a Decca, and it's kind of similar. And it's just right across the street in Mall of Berlin. It's in the basement, I think. So when I travel, I usually like to travel like a ninja. I need to see the map, or I need to see the place from above. And I usually like to start my trip like that. So I would find like a viewing platform, and I found one across the street from the hotel. It's called Panoramapunkt, and it was only like €8 to go upstairs. The lady in the elevator told me that it's the fastest elevator in Europe. So 2G apply in Germany, which means you need your vaccine card or vaccine QR code. If you have an American vaccine card, you have to go to a pharmacy. They call it Apotheke. They're all over the place, and the pharmacist is going to convert your vaccine card to a QR code for around 11 or 13 euros. You will get to the 24th floor in 20 seconds. That's how fast it is. From up here you can see the Sony Center. It's prettier at night, I think. You have to go there at night. So that's the victory column, and that black box, rectangular box, is a musical instrument. And you can see the victory column in the Tiergarten too. It's right at the center. You can go upstairs on top of the victory column too, if you want. It probably doesn't have an elevator. From here you can see the Reichstag. It's the parliamentary building, and it's prettier at night too. It's right in front of the Brandenburg Gate. It's probably the only surviving structure after World War II in this plaza. They call it Paritzer Platz, or named after Paris. When I don't know what happened. Is it because of the Franco-Prussian War or something? I'm not sure. You'd also see the Holocaust Memorial right in front of Tiergarten. Across the street is another memorial to homosexuals persecuted by the Nazi. This is the second floor. From here, you're gonna see Kulturforum, New Nationalgalerie. It was designed by Vendor Rohe. The gallery. You'd also see a couple of concert halls. One of them is the Berlin Philharmonic concert hall. There's a library. Across the street there's another library, and behind that you have the Hyatt, and in front of the Hyatt you have this concert hall where you can get your corona test. I got my antigen test right there, and A minute walk from the test center is Viet Bo, where they serve really good Vietnamese food. Another friendly reminder, make sure you have your QR code, your vaccine QR code with you and an ID for you to enter restaurants or museums. You need those. If you don't have a QR code, go to the nearest apoteke or pharmacy. The pharmacist is going to convert your American vaccine card into a QR code for around 13 or 12 euros. They also have a cafe. If you are tired from walking, you can go up here and have coffee or tea. They have cakes. After this, I walked across the street to Potsdamer Platz, where they have a Christmas market. They have slides for everyone. They have gluwein in every flavors. It's around 7 euros. But if you return your mug with you, you can get 3 euros back, because the mug is around 3 euros and the gluwein is 4 euros.